$49 million, which is the second largest buyout in college football history, behind only Jimbo Fisher's $76 million from Texas A&M. Paul Finebaum here with us right now. And Paul, James Franklin, the big quarrel with him was that he wouldn't win or couldn't win those big games. How justified is the firing now versus the end of the season?
I think it's the 100% the right decision now, because he had completely lost not only that football team, but the fan base. It's one thing to lose to Oregon in double overtime during a whiteout. It's another thing to be the first coach in maybe ever to lose consecutive games as a 20 or more point favorite. That's never happened, and it means that he lost the football team. But I talked to several people who were in Happy Valley Saturday. He also lost a fan base. The fans had turned on him in such a toxic manner that the school had to take a look in the mirror and go, yeah, $49 million is a lot of bread, but he has to go. But in context, 3 weeks ago, he was number 2 in the country and one of the favorites to win it all. There has never been anything like this before. It's unprecedented. No coach has ever fallen faster and harder than James Franklin.
It hurts me to say it because I'm incredibly supportive of black coaches, particularly in college football. But I know this was 100% completely justified. You cannot be 4-21 against top 10 opponents if you are the coach at Penn State, okay? You cannot be 1-18 against top 10 Big Ten teams. You cannot be like 3-17 against Ohio State and Michigan combined. I mean, my God, you just can't do that, okay? And I know that, you know, the man was in the National College Football Playoffs last year. I know they came into this season with the expectation that they were going to position themselves to win a third national championship, a first since 1986. I get all of that. But when you're losing as 20-point favorites in back-to-back games, when you lose on your home turf to Northwestern, I mean, you have really sunk. And you know what? Not only was the firing appropriate, here's where I want to applaud Penn State for making this decision. It says a lot that I know with Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher and his buyout without cause was over $76 million. It says a lot when you letting the cat go and you still willing to give him $49.7 million, okay? What you saying is like, listen, damn it, we ain't there. And you know what? We can't accept this. And no matter how much money it cost us, we going to correct this error. Now, I'm not saying that who they hire, who they bring in will be a better coach than James Franklin or whatever, because it's not like the man isn't a good coach, okay? It's not like he doesn't deserve to get a head coaching job somewhere else. But you're talking about this program nosediving, though, as precipitously as it has, to make this decision. I mean, I can't knock them for it. I really can't, because if you're trying to send a message, this is not what we're about, this is not who we're about, and we're not going to accept this. You do it by letting go of somebody you still owe damn near $50 million to.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that sends a message.
Yeah. No, it definitely sends a message.
Yes,
Cam, is this the right time, or should they have waited until the end of the season?
I would have preferred for it to be waited to the end of the season, because now you put your team in a deficit even more. But that does say a lot to be able to say, hey, bro, we're going to give you a 49, how you say it, Stephen A?
$49.7 million.
Just to sit on the couch. And it's one of those things where I think the Penn State fan base, the boosters, and everybody involved felt as if Penn State had a roster to win now. And you're not. It's not losing to Oregon that got you fired. It's losing to UCLA. It's losing to Northwestern that really got you fired. And what does that say to the next guy? Don't come in here playing, because, listen, we paid a person $49 million to get to stepping, as Martin would tell Gina. But now you're coming into a situation where the expectation is to win, and win a lot. We don't care if they ranked, unranked, Power 5, Power 10, it don't matter. We want you to win. Figure it out, coach. We're paying you a lot of money to get the job done. So do it.
Yeah, Paul, I feel like when you look at the losses to UCLA and Northwestern, those are both of the straws that broke the camel's back. I feel like that's where James Franklin lost his job.
That is exactly right. But there's one more thing that cost him his job, And that happened before the season. James Franklin went to his bosses and said, listen, we are good, but we're not great. We need to be elite. So what did they do? They went to Ohio State and took away the defensive coordinator. They paid $3 million. They went into the portal and spent a fortune, and they just pushed it all into the middle. And he said, we are going to get it done because we have the best roster we've ever had, and we probably have the best team in the country. And that's, Stephen A., is why it all went down so quickly and so badly for James Franklin.
And that point Paul just made is so important, because when we look and we address the issue, at least in years past, of the paucity of African-American coaches, particularly on the collegiate level. What was the saying? You know what? You either don't get the opportunities, or when you get the opportunity, it's not a fair and equitable opportunity. So what do? This is Penn State here, you know, where Joe Paterno once coached, and obviously made them an iconic program before everything fell apart with the whole, Sandusky controversy and stuff like that, right? The bottom line is, in the aftermath of all of that, you bring in James Franklin. You know, he's an African-American coach. He's in the house. You gave him a boatload of money. You gave him all the resources. Then they turned around and he said, yo, that ain't enough. They said, you right. So go ahead and get that defensive coordinator. We're going to make him the highest paid coordinator in college football. Go out there and get the transfer portal. How much money you need, what you need. It's rare in the moment. It's rare in the day that you are a black coach in any sport, on any level, and somebody comes along and gives you all the resources that you not only need, but ask for. Now, Cam makes a valid point about what they didn't have. But what the program is saying is, it ain't our fault. You came and asked us for the money. You came and asked us for the resources. And we gave it to you. That is a very, very rare and privileged position for a black coach to be in, where you're able to say, I got what I asked for. Yeah. I got what I needed. Journalism school ain't known for beating you in football. How the hell that happened? But that's what happened. And so when you look at it from that standpoint, Amina, Paul, Cam, I hate it. Hurts me. It really does. Yeah. Because I like them. But it was the right decision. If you're Penn State, you cannot fault Penn State. You got to give them props, literally props, for making this decision, because they said, after all we did for you, we still willing to pay you $50 million to go home and sit down and let somebody else come up in here. I mean, damn. Go ahead, y'all.
Look, James Franklin is a great coach, but I mean, just like you said, they gave him everything that he needed and still was not able to deliver. You cannot lose to Northwestern.
Well, what we're not going to do is, on this day, respectfully, we can't call him great. We can call him good. We can call him good, because we know he can coach. We know he knows football. But we can't call him great.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not today. I agree. They gave him everything that he needed. Go ahead, real quick.
We got to stop with this loosely used word of great. Because when you think about James Franklin's tenure, black or white, I understand, the journey is rugged, but what can you hang your hat on? Eliminate color. What does your resume say? The thing that has kept Dabo Swinney hired at Clemson was what? He was the most successful coach in Clemson's history because he has national champions. Now, when you look at James Franklin versus these quality opponents, that's not great. And to second the thought of, you tell me you got the support. Typically, most coaches say, man, I ain't, they ain't support me. They ain't do this or they ain't do that. They literally said, what you need, coach?
What you need?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, boom. You got it. Hey, whatever you do. And they're giving you all the resources that you need. And still, you catch a big elbow? Oh, no.
They can't.
Not here.
His career ended with 3 straight losses. Okay? To UCLA and Northwestern after the Oregon loss, who lost this weekend as well, by the way. His last 3 victories were against Nevada, Florida International, and Villanova. It's time. It was time.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance. Don't speak, let them look right at you.